GST, intrastate, interstate. So let's have a look into it. Intrastate, if sale or supply of goods and services is inside, within the state, within a state, within one state, if both the seller, purchaser, or if both service renderer, service recipient within the state, it is intrastate. Both the seller, purchaser of goods, service renderer, service recipient of services are within the state, it is intrastate. So what will happen? SGST, CGST will apply on sales supply. Suppose 18% is collected on sale or supply, 18% tax, GST tax is collected. In that, 9% will go to SGST state and 9% will go to center. Example. So approximate 50-50. So the ratio as of now may be 50-50. We have to look for every budget proposal. In our, most probably it will not change, because whenever there is a change in ratio, it will go through a lot of turmoil between state and center. So ratios are almost agreed upon, and if at all there is any change, that will be reflected in annual budget by the Ministry of Finance. So SGST, CGST will apply on intrastate. Any sale, supply, intrastate, SGST, CGST will apply. Now set off. Can SGST be set off against CGST? Can CGST be set off against SGST? That is, is it possible? No. Whether it is SGST, if two components are there, that is SGST and CGST on input and output, on purchase and sale, or CGST is there on purchase and SGST is there on sale. Question is whether SGST can be set off against CGST or CGST can be set off against SGST. Is it possible? No. Why? SGST, the amount belongs to state, that is with state treasury, whereas CGST belongs to center, that is with the amount is with central treasury. Now what happens if we set off SGST against CGST? The balance with central treasury will come down, will decrease. Center, will it be ready for that? Definitely center will not agree for that. Similarly, if we set off CGST against SGST, what happens? Balance with state government treasury will come down, will decrease. Will state be ready for that? No. See, SGST, whatever money is collected, that money is used by the state for state's budget and expenditure. And CGST, whatever money is collected by the center, that money is used for budget and expenditure by the center. So obviously they will not be ready to share their money, because already it is shared. Suppose 18% is collected, 9% belongs to state and 9% belongs to center, that is 50-50. Already it is shared. So now again, set off, obviously it is not possible. So SGST set off against CGST, CGST set off against SGST, no, not possible. Now, interstate. Sale supply of goods and services involving greater than one state, that is two or more states. So seller, purchaser of goods, or service renderer, service recipient of goods, of services, seller, purchaser of goods, or service renderer, service recipient of services. Two parties are located in greater than one state. Purchaser is in one state, seller is in another state, service renderer is in one state, service recipient is in another state. That means they are not within the same state. In such case, it will be interstate. Now what happens in this interstate scenario? Goods, suppose it is goods, movement of goods start in one state and end in another state. So this is in respect of goods. Then in respect of services, supply rendering of services are from one state, services are rendered in one state, and recipient is in another state. That means services are consumed, received in another state. It is interstate. IGST will apply on sale, supply. IGST will apply on sale, supply. It is interconnection of two or more states and center. What is the difference between intrastate and interstate? Intrastate, we are talking about intrastate. Intrastate, it is within the state. It is one state. Purchaser, seller, service renderer, service recipient are within one state. Whereas interstate, it's an interconnection of two or more states and center. Service renderer is in one state, service recipient is in another state, or purchaser of goods is in one state, seller of goods is in another state. Now, whatever GST is collected, it belongs to which state? Does it belong to the state where seller is there? Does it belong to the state where purchaser is there? Or does it belong to center? Whatever GST is collected, does it belong to the state where services are rendered? Or does it belong to the state where services are consumed? Or does it belong to the center? So there is an interconnection of two or more states and center. It's an interconnected GST which is named as integrated GST. It's an interconnected GST named as integrated GST. Now let us have a look into set off. Can SGST or CGST be set off against IGST? Yes, SGST or CGST can be set off against IGST. Yes, it is possible. Can IGST be set off against SGST or CGST? Yes, IGST can be set off against SGST or CGST. Now what happens? The question mark is, suppose what is IGST? It's an interconnected GST. Two or more states may be involved, center is involved. Now what happens? Center will keep that amount and SGST, CGST balance, SGST, CGST can be set off against IGST. Similarly, whatever balance is kept by the central government in the name of IGST, integrated GST, IGST balance can be set off against SGST or CGST. So, state in which seller is there, that state may tell this belongs to us. The state in which purchaser is there, that state may say this belongs to us. Center will tell no, it belongs to us. Now, what is the thing that is resolved? That money will be collected in this process. Whatever money is collected, that will be kept by center, and the name given is interconnected GST, that is integrated GST. The name given is integrated GST. So how it can be used? SGST, CGST, can it be set off against IGST? Yes. IGST, can it be set off against SGST or CGST? Yes. Now let us have a look into set off summary. SGST, can it be set off against CGST, or CGST cannot be set off against SGST? No. If components involved are SGST versus CGST, SGST, can it be set off against CGST? No. CGST, can it be set off against SGST? No. SGST or CGST, can it be set off against IGST? Yes. Can IGST be set off against SGST or CGST? Yes.